Good morning. Today is Wednesday, March 16th, 2022. Today is Tanis Esther, the fast of Esther, the day that leads into Purim tonight. Just as a reminder, let me mention that this Thursday night, March 17th, we will not meet together at Thursday night. However, going forward, we will continue on Thursday nights, but switching to 8 p.m. Please see for the full schedule of time changes and date changes, emails, our website, our Facebook. The complete date for each week is there, date and time, and please note that. But hopefully in the mornings, we will continue Keseder with 10 at 9. Our sages debate whether Melech Achashverosh, King Achashverosh, was a villain or a fool. What is clear, though, is that his character is despicable. You see this in many ways, besides his wanting to either kill the entire Jewish people or his agreeing to wipe out the entire Jewish people. But besides that, and one of the ways that is particularly horrendous is the way that he treats women. The text of the Megillah that we read tonight on Purim and tomorrow morning, the text itself is vague about his first queen, Vashti. The Midrashic story is that she refused his demand to appear undressed at his party in front of all of those people. And when she refused, he had her killed. He took Esther as a wife against her will. And in that marriage, we see from the Megillah, she was controlled and she was intimidated. In recognition of this trait, today, Tanis Esther, the fast of Esther leading into Purim tonight, is widely observed as International Aguna Day. This is a day to publicize and to dedicate our efforts in supporting and freeing every Jewish woman who is an Aguna. Aguna means chained or anchored, and it refers to a woman who is chained to a loveless, abusive marriage, particularly when her husband refuses to give her a Jewish divorce, either out of spite or anger, or in an attempt to extort money or custody. Without a get, even if they are civilly divorced, even if the marriage has clearly disintegrated, this woman remains married in Jewish law, and she cannot proceed with her life. Our sages have said that a person who acts in such a criminal, horrible, sinful manner to withhold the get from his wife under these circumstances is not only considered a wicked person, but is akin to a murderer. Today is the day for us to loudly proclaim that it is never okay to withhold a get once it is clear the marriage is over. Get refusal is domestic abuse. And people that engage in this are abusers. And we, as individuals and as a community, will do everything in our power to make it stop. Today is a day to remember the words of one of our great classic scholars of Jewish law, Rabbi Yoel Sirkis, who wrote one of the classic commentaries to Shulchan Aruch, the Code of Jewish Law. He wrote, Whoever helps release an aguna is considered as if he or she rebuilt one of the destroyed buildings of Jerusalem. What a merit. The problem that faces an aguna today, and more widely the problems of domestic abuse, have become even more acute over the last 2 years. Due to COVID, there has been a rise in the number of women who are quarantined at home with abusers. Women who are trying to get away, but there is nowhere to go because of COVID restrictions. We know that there is a rise in the reporting of women who are being abused. There is a rise in the number of people who are being referred to shelters and other organizations to help women and victims of domestic abuse. And for those women who are agunos, who are trying to go through the process of receiving their get, COVID has also created roadblocks in terms of not having in-person meetings, not being able to travel freely, all of which is necessary in order to facilitate this terrible situation coming to an end. And so agunos in our community are suffering more than ever due to COVID. And as we hopefully move forward from this pandemic, we have to make sure, and today we pledge, that we will not forget those that are still isolated and still struggling. About 30 years ago, the RCA, Rabbinical Council of America, established the Halachic prenup. This is a document that a couple signs either before they get married or after they are married. In addition to a version available in the United States, there is also a version for Canada, Halachic prenup for Canada, that is widely available and is widely used today. And this document provides an agreement between the husband and wife during a time when things are calm, when they are in love, when they were not considering at all the possibility of their marriage breaking down. It provides that in the unfortunate, tragic situation of divorce, that couple will come to the Bet Din of America, and the Bet Din of America will have the authority to ensure that a get is not withheld and not improperly used for extortion. Approximately 90% of all RCA rabbis either require or strongly encourage use of such a document. The RCA, this rabbinic organization, I'm proud to say that I am a member, a past vice president, a committee chair. I've been active throughout my entire career on many areas of the RCA, and this subject in particular. The RCA is leading the charge in providing the solution going forward, because what we have found over the past almost 30 years is that every couple who correctly fills out such a document and uses it properly has been able to achieve a divorce, not only secular divorce, but a Jewish divorce as well. This is a proven vehicle to prevent an aguna from happening ever again. It's rare to have such a difficult, complicated question, problem, tragedy in Jewish life, and then to be able to have a solution that is implemented and actually succeeds in meeting its goals, its objectives. The Halachic prenup is one such case. Every couple getting married or already married should insist on it for themselves Every parent should insist on it for their children, and every rabbi should insist on it for every wedding they perform. I have had that policy throughout my entire career. And just to be clear, if you are already married, and I hope with God's help happily, please sign the post-nup version of this document. It doesn't cost anything. I will help you do it. It's easy. But it sends a message. Because every single couple who signs one of these documents, either as a pre-nup or as a post-nup, helps to create momentum. The momentum that within our community, it is inconceivable that someone would refuse to participate in a get. And when the Jewish community makes the signing of this document normal, routine, then everyone will sign it. It will become the norm, and it is becoming the norm. No one signs a halachic prenup because they think that they're going to need it. God forbid. It's signed at the time when a couple is certain of their love. But first of all, we know, sadly, things change. And second of all, even if hopefully the goal you will remain happily married and never look at that document again, but by you signing it, you are helping to normalize it and to make it a standard practice in our community. And that will help all those who do need to rely on it. For a loving couple, either before or after their marriage, to sign a halachic prenup is to express that the couple says to each other, at our worst moment, I will still treat you well. I will not respond to you with anger or viciousness or spite. I will respect you even when we're disagreeing, even if we're separating. I will still show you respect. I will never take advantage of you by using the get as a weapon. No matter what happens between us, the get will not be an issue for us. I respect you. I will never imitate the offensive behavior of Achashverosh in my life. Every aguna is a tragedy and a cause for communal shame that we have not yet done enough to make get refusal inconceivable. And so today we pledge to hear those cries and work to soothe those tears and to take action to make this shame disappear from Jewish life forever. My friends, I want to wish you a wonderful day and a very happy Purim tonight and tomorrow. And I look forward to seeing all of you soon in person.